Hello everyone, in this video we're taking a deep dive into everything Typeform has to offer. This full walkthrough is designed to give you a comprehensive understanding of the key features and functionalities of this powerful platform. Whether you're looking to master advanced form building techniques, understanding integrations, or to get the most out of your responsive data, we'll cover it all. This is your go-to guide for unlocking the full potential of Typeform. Also, if you haven't signed up for Typeform just yet, you can use the link below in order to sign up and get a free 10 responses for your first month. So buckle up as we embark on a complete exploration of Typeform. Now this is the page you get to see when you've actually had your Typeform account initialized, and maybe you've already created your first form as a tryout. But right here at the top left corner you can see the name of your organization, and there is a drop down. When you click on it, you can see admin settings, organizational members, plan and billing, developer apps, and then you can see the plan you're currently on. We're going to be coming back to this in a moment, but right here you can see forms, integrations, and brand kit. Now under forms, this is where you can quickly create a new form, right? So if you click on create a new form, or if you come over here to create a new form, these two buttons do the same thing. Now you can use the search option here if you want to search for a particular survey. So maybe you have several or many other surveys. You can click on the search and you'll be able to search among the surveys which you've been able to create. And here are workspaces. Workspaces are like sections in your organization. So we're currently in the first workspace. We've not created any other workspaces, but if you want to create other workspaces, all you'll need to do is to click on create a workspace, and then you'll need to give your workspace a name. So you can say workspace 2, just as an example. Click on create workspace, and here you can see workspaces. And these workspaces are under private. So you can see my workspace, which is where we were before. This helps you to organize and segment your different surveys depending on what subject or teams they're on. And here you have your meter of responses collected. And depending on your plan, you're going to have from 10 to over 10,000 responses to be collected. And you can see that it resets every month. If you'd like to increase the response limit, you can click on increase response limit. And this will take you to the page where you can actually pay for a plan. And you'll need to pay for the plan according to what you need. So here under plans, you have individual, team, and enterprise companies. We're going to be taking you through the differences. We're going to click on individuals, and you can see there is a free option here, but the free option has the lowest number of features. For example, you can have one seat with just 10 responses per month. As a starter, it might be good to get used to it, but then you have the basic where you get to have one seat, but this time you have 100 responses per month, and it includes all the features in the free version. For example, the unlimited forms, easy form, quiz and survey builder, AI powered form creation, self-serve help center, and connect with 500 plus integrations, and we'll be getting to that in a moment. Then you have the basic that helps you to have more features as you go through. When you go over to teams, you get to see the different features, and depending on what you're running on, if it's solo business or you're having a big team, you get to choose what works. For example, if you'd like up to 5 users on Typeform, you can go with the business, and you can also decide if you'd like to pay monthly or yearly. Do take note that paying yearly actually helps you to save. As you can see here, you get to save $198 per year by going with the business and paying for the yearly plan at $83 per month. Here you get 5 seats. This basically means 5 collaborators working at the same time with 10,000 responses per month. And of course, if you're into marketing, you could go over to Growth Essentials or Growth Pro. If you're a way bigger company, you might want to use enterprise companies. And the payment for this plan depends on what you really want. So you'll need to contact sales and get your quote. Now going back, at the top right corner here, you have your account name. You're going to click on it. In here, you have your account name, your settings, and then these are resources, and you can get to refer your friends or get rewards options here. And then this is your homepage and the logout option. And then you also have integrations. We're going to click on it, and we love the integration section because here you get to discover apps and integrations. Integrations are great because with these integrations, you can collaborate using Typeform and other platforms. For example, if you'd like to create a form, you could use what you have in HubSpot or Google Sheets sheets in order to import valuable question or user data that will help you in creating your form. And when we scroll down, you can see the familiar options such as Google Drive, Slack, Airtable, Microsoft Teams, and a lot of them. There are really over 500 plus integrations, and this means that Typeform is very versatile. And this is a great feature for those who would want to use integrations with their Typeform. Now, here on the left side, you have categories of integrations and you have CMS. You're going to see platforms like HubSpot and Contentful, and then you have collaborations, developer tools, documents, payment and e-commerce, and you can see these other options right here. So it's up to you to come over here and search for what platform you'd like to integrate your Typeform with and increase your productivity while using Typeform. And then right here we have Brand Kit. If you have a brand and you'd like to ensure consistency across different creations within your brand, then the Brand Kit option is a valuable feature. However, you'll need to be upgrading your plan in order to have this feature. This is available on the Plus, Business, Enterprise, Growth Essentials, Growth Pro, and Growth Custom. Basically on all the other paid plans. And then here you have your workspace too, which we created, and you can click on the three dots here if you'd like to rename it or leave it or actually delete it. Then you have the invite option, but this is available on the paid plans to invite other members, because remember, you can only use this with one person at a time. So you also have the date created, and these are sort options. We're currently on the list view, and then you can switch over to grid view. You're not seeing any changes because we've not created any forms just yet, but you'll need to stick around because we'll be creating a form pretty soon. Then you have the date created, and you can sort your forms using the date created, last updated, or alphabetically. And of course, right now you're seeing create a form. However, you have some suggestions right here, and these are probably the AI options. You can see create an onboarding feedback form to access new hires' experiences and streamline the onboarding process. Now, this other option is to create a feedback survey to access employee engagement and alignment with our mission. So you can use these options to create a form, or you can simply click on create a new form. Now, I would like to try this out by clicking on use this form. This also means we're creating a new form, so let's click on it. And this is the first way we're using to create a form, by using the template or suggestions available. Now, we saw that this is for employees, and you can see the first one, it says, how would you rate the overall boarding process? And they can rate it from 0 to 10. The second question is, what aspect of the onboarding process did you find most valuable? So these are options. You can actually add more choices by clicking on add choice, and you can see F here. You could put in a choice. We can delete it by clicking on the X for this one, and that's how you get to make some customizations to your form. Now, when you have your forms, you can look at the bottom here and you can see choose an ending type. You can see end screen or redirect to URL. This is for a paid plan, but these two options are available. If you want to use the end screen, you can click on it, and here you can see an end screen. Now, this end screen can be edited by first of all looking at the first part here, which is a placeholder, clicking on it, and we can say thanks for your time. And then you could put in more descriptions here, and these buttons are not clickable just yet, but you can actually remove them by going over to the right side and toggling off the social share icons. As you can see, they disappeared. And of course, if you want to remove this button, you can simply toggle this off, and there you have it. But of course, if you'd like to toggle this on again, you have the options for that. Now, for this button, you have create a Typeform. Now we could change it to visit our website, right? So you could basically change it by writing the name. And in order to add a button link, you'll need to toggle this on, but do take note that this is also for a paid plan. And then you have the image or video. Now, if you'd like to add an image to this background, you can simply click on the plus, go to image, and then choose an option. So we're going to go ahead and choose something that might resonate with what we want. So we're going to choose this one right here. And after a few moments, you can expect to have the image loaded on that page. We're going to click on the close, and you can see where it is. Now, something really nice is you can actually change the positioning of this image. You can increase the brightness or reduce it. And then when we scroll up, you can see on the desktop, click on the drop down, and these are different options you could use. You can click on this, and this is now the background. Or you could click on this to put it on the side, or on the left side, have it in the center, have it in the middle right, or the middle left. But of course, if you'd like to do the same to your form, you can come over here, go over to design, and this design option here helps you to make some customizations to your survey. So we can click on gallery, and here you have some different options. And when we click on this, close it, you can see we now have a nice looking survey. It's more attractive at this point. Then you have these buttons, and we're going to be explaining what they are for. The first is a mobile view, and when we click on it, this helps you to see the compatibility of your survey with different devices. This is with the mobile version, and when we click on the desktop view with that button once again, you're going back to the desktop. If you like to have a preview, you can click on the preview right here, and it's going to show you how it looks like, whether it's on the desktop or when we click on the mobile view with the mobile view. And then over here, you can check accessibility. This is to help you to rate how good your form is, or asking Typeform to basically use its AI to check if there are any places that need improvement. So you can see some positive ticks here, and then you see that the theme background has an image that can't be guaranteed to have enough contrast with the questions, answers, and buttons. And this is fine, it's not a great concern, but it's basically to show you if you need to improve in any aspect of your survey. Then you have version history, translations, and form settings. When you click on it, you can see these different options. And here you could change your form mode. If you want to use a universal, the lead qualification, call it quiz, these are options to go with. However, you'll need to note of the differences and what plans are allowing you to do this. If we go to the lead qualification, it says to identify potential customers by asking questions to score and qualify your leads. Now we're going to leave it in universal because this goes with the type of survey which we just created using the template. Then you have access and scheduling, and it says your Typeform is open to new responses. If you want to close the survey from having new responses, say it's a link you shared before and you don't want to have new inputs, you can simply toggle this off, and this will say that your Typeform is closed to new responses. I'm going to leave it open for now. And then under language, you can see that the main language is English, and you have other options to change to. Then you have the AI translation of your form, and you can see go to translations to explore what other translations are available. And these are other system messages you can explore to see what customization options you can have right here on Typeform. And then on the right side, you can make some changes based on the question which we're currently on. For example, you can choose your question right here in question 2, and on the right side, if you want to add a video, you can click on video and the video will appear here, which is going to change this to desktop. It's because we're currently on desktop, and you can see the video right here and the question will be on the right side. Now lastly, we'd like to talk about the different options or tabs at the top right here. We've been on create, and you have logic, and when you click on logic, it's going to take you right here, and this is great if you're interested in having logical pathways or walkthroughs in your survey. So if someone is answering a yes to a question, where do you take them to? Or if they're answering no to a question, the logic can help them pass through your survey depending on the answers that are given. So this is where logic is applied, and you can use this option to get a more dynamic response from your respondents. Now when we click on the connect option, it takes us to where we can have our integrations, as we mentioned before, where you can connect different options. And then when we go over to the share tab, this is where you get to preview your Typeform in order to share it. You could share a link, embed in an email, or embed in a web page. Depending on what you click on, you'll be guided through how you can either embed it to your web page, into your email, or simply clicking on sharing the link, and then you could easily share the link. And lastly, you have the results. Under insight, you can see the big picture of how your respondents are responding. So you can see your views, your starts, submissions, completion rate, and time to complete. The completion rate is a key metric to help you understand if your forms are being completed actually. And this is where you can find the strength of Typeform because of its design of surveys, and it does encourage a higher rate of completion. Alright then, this concludes our comprehensive walkthrough of Typeform. We've journeyed through everything from the basics to the more advanced features, covering form building, logic, design, sharing, result analysis, and integrations. You should now have a solid understanding of the full power and potential that Typeform offers. Remember that mastering Typeform actually takes practice, so don't hesitate to experiment with all the different features and find out what works best for your specific goals. Also, if you haven't signed up for Typeform just yet, you can use my link down below in order to sign up and get a free 10 responses for your first month. Thanks for watching and happy building.